Hey my friends, welcome to my studio. Today I want to talk about how I've learned to love myself. So many times we come across a word or a statement, love yourself, especially when it comes to a spiritual evolution, right? We come to across certain books when we're talking a lot about loving yourself, but what it actually means. So how I've learned to accept myself the way I am, and how I've learned to truly and actually love myself. I've learned that I need to overcome certain limits of who I think I am and what is not healthy for myself. I've learned that there's many beliefs that I still hold within about myself which are not actually serving me, which are not actually supporting my growth, which are not actually healthy for me. I've learned that I have certain habits. I've developed certain habits which are not healthy for me. I've learned that I had a job which was not healthy for me. I've learned that I'm hanging with certain people which are not healthy for me. And I've learned that those are all my limitations. If I want to research my greater potentials, if I want to find my true self, my real self, I need to let go of what is not supporting that process, what is unhealthy for me. So I went deeper into it. I also needed to recognize where I feel uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable filming videos like that. I felt uncomfortable expressing my honesty. So I started doing more of that. That's how I've learned to love myself. Because many times we think that loving ourselves is just being always kind, being always happy, smile all the time, be positive, and all those different things. But loving ourselves is also accepting yourself, going below the layers of who you think you should be, and below all the self-judgments, and worries and fears, and recognize what the fears are telling you. We have like good fears and we could say bad fears. Some fears are triggering certain emotions, and other fears are telling us what we need to change about ourselves. For example, when people are afraid of certain diseases, we can't stay afraid of that, but we can definitely do something about it. We can boost our immune system. Maybe we can we can change our diet, or we can start meditating, and all those different things. We can do much about everything. And it all comes to the way we perceive things, the way we accept things, the way we accept ourselves. So I've learned to love myself the way that I started accepting myself the way I am, and I accept the idea that I can change, that I can evolve, that I can become a greater me. And if I want to become a greater me, more connected me, more creative me, more honest me, I need to build that self. And if I want to build that self, I need to let go of everything which is not supporting that. Because when we come to that greater understanding of ourselves, we feel more love for ourselves. Once we feel more love for ourselves, we find out that actually that capacity is within everyone. That beauty, that creativity, that uniqueness, that honesty is within everyone. Once we find that out, we start loving everyone more. We are able to express our love even deeply, even more honestly, because we know if it is within me, it's within everyone. And we can say, well, there are people which cause us or triggered a deep pain within us, and we come to forgiveness. I've learned to forgive, firstly to others, but also to myself. I did some things in the past which I was not proud of, but every time we think about those things, we all did something like that. Every time we think about those things, we experience certain emotion, and we get to a certain thought pattern or a certain belief, which is again triggering more of those emotions. And we rather run away from it, we rather hide from it, or we rather bury it down, just so we can't feel it anymore, right? We all do that. But I've learned that I need to go deeper into it. I need to recognize why I feel that way. And I need to learn to forgive myself. How to forgive yourself? Let go of it. Stop judging yourself. Accept that you did that. It was what you knew at that time. And it's all okay. Well, you are becoming more of who you are because you went through all those things. Maybe at that time you were not so aware of what you're doing. And whatever it was, remember that it's a natural process of life. We go through different phases. And here and there we will experience something uncomfortable, and sometimes we lose the control of the self. Sometimes we lose the control of how to react, and sometimes we'll not be proud of what we did. But as long as we are judging our behaviors from the past, we are stuck in there, and those judgments are controlling our behaviors in the present moment, which means that whatever you've done in your past and you haven't forgive yet, all of that is still controlling your behavior in the now. And because each action is causing a reaction, it is also controlling your future. So if you want to become more in control, more self-aware, you will recognize that there are some things within you, some energies within you, which feels uncomfortable. But just let it go. Just forgive yourself. Accept that you did it, but also understand that you can change, that you can evolve into a greater you. And you are actually evolving. Every time you become aware of it, you are evolving. Every time you're evolving, every time you do something about it, you're evolving. And then there are people in our lives which we say, oh, that person caused me to be in pain. Something did. And maybe it feels hard to forgive to that person, but it's all part of the self-love. You're not carrying just your pain within, you're also carrying a pain of that person within you. And forgiving that person means letting go of that pain, letting go of that energy which is not serving you anymore. So when it comes to self-love, it comes to forgiveness as well, yourself and people around you. Just acknowledge what you feel, recognize how it feels like, embrace it. Truly be aware of how it feels like, from where it is coming from. You can go in meditation and you can ask yourself, from where I feel that pain, what I still hold on, or what I can't forgive, and you will experience an answer. And go deeper into it, understand it, accept it, and let go of it. You will see that as soon as you will become aware of it, a part of that will already go out. It will be released because you are not hiding from it anymore. You are not running away from it anymore. You're embracing it now. You're becoming friend to yourself. A good friend is always going with you into those deep conversations. So you need to learn to go deep into yourself, to communicate with your true self, to communicate with that inner child, or however we want to call it. You need to become a real true friend to yourself, and that is really, really powerful. When it comes to our beliefs, my friends, self-love means to to develop beliefs which are supporting who we truly are. And many times we hold beliefs that we are not capable of doing something, that this is not for us. My parents told me that I can do that, so I will cling on it. I will carry it because I don't believe in myself. And just a few days ago, somebody was asking me in our AttractPassion community group on Facebook what believe in yourself actually means. What it means to believe in myself. So what it actually means? It means that you trust yourself. It means that whatever you choose to do, you trust that you can do it. Doesn't matter what people around you are saying to you. You rather trust to your own feelings. You trust that you can achieve that thing, that you can create that thing, that you have the special talents which you can develop, which you can make them grow. And you believe that there's a force within you which is guiding you, which is helping you to walk on that path. It's all part of the self-love, to understand that process, to understand that part of yourself. Many people are spending their lives in their minds, in their heads, defining themselves by the thoughts that they think. Self-love is that we get defined by that greater power within us, that greater force which is actually guiding us through life. We could call intuition as that inner compass. But intuition is actually guided by that greater power, greater force, which is giving life to everything. Once we get defined by that greater force, which is guiding us through our intuition, we will never lose ourselves in our minds again. We will never be defined by our fears and stressful situations and all of that. That's all part of the self-love. That's how I've learned to love myself. I've also learned that if I truly want to love myself, I need to recognize what habits are not supportive to me. What are unhealthy habits? Spending too much time on your phone if you could go outside and enjoy your life. Or spending too much time with toxic people if you could rather do something creatively. There's a creative force within you, which is urging you to express it, to create something beautiful with it. That's all self-love. But many people are spending much of their time doing something which is actually against their growth, against what they want to become. Just because they are afraid of losing people, they are afraid of losing things, friends, whatever. Self-love is recognizing what is healthy for us. Also the food, what kind of food feels healthy for us. And it's not about certain beliefs. You need to eat this, you need to eat that, you need to find for yourself what feels healthy for you. Some people will say be vegan, be vegetarian, and all those different things. You need to find for yourself what feels healthy for you. I've noticed for myself, if I'm eating more of the natural food, the live food, I feel better, I feel healthier, so I eat more of that. But everyone needs to connect with their inner intelligence, which is always telling us what feels healthy and what feels unhealthy. Once we recognize that, maybe if you're wondering how to recognize that, you can close your eyes. When it comes to certain beliefs, when it comes to certain habits, and just ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this supportive to my evolution? Is this truly healthy for me? And you will experience an answer. And that's all a part of a self-love. So you can see it's not just about positive thinking. It's not just about elevating your emotional state. It's about knowing yourself better. Self-love is knowing yourself better. When we know ourselves, we also know who we are not. and therefore we can let go of everything which we are not. So, my friends, this is it for today. I'm sending you all love, blessings, and lots of power. Have a beautiful creative day, and see you soon. One love.